Leaving the familiar is one of the most terrifying and liberating things you will ever do. I know this because I lived it. In September of 2025, everything I had built in Florida collapsed around me. I made a decision that ended my marriage. It displaced me from my home. It disappointed my two boys and had me considering ending my life. And in that wreckage, God called me to Costa Rica. This was not some romantic adventure. This was not a vacation turned into a lifestyle. It was surrender under fire. I had two sons back in Florida, Jaden and Brody, and they were in my entire world. And I had to wrestle with the question every father dreads. Am I abandoning them, or am I answering a call that will one day make sense to them? The familiar was everything I knew. The beach life in Panama City, the real estate deals, the boat captain gigs, the friends I had built relationships with for over 2 decades, and I had to leave all of it. But here is what they do not tell you about leaving the familiar. It's not just the geography that changes, it's the people. People that I thought were my friends became my enemies when they did not understand or agree with the path I chose. They saw my decision to move to Costa Rica and follow God's direction as irresponsible and selfish. They saw it as abandonment, and their words cut deep. And these were not strangers. These were people I had broken bread with, people I had trusted, people I thought that would have my back through anything. But the moment I stepped outside the lines they had drawn for my life, they became judges. They criticized me. They became public enemies, blasting me on social media. And that is what the familiar does. Leaving the familiar does. It reveals who was really with you and who was only with you as long as you stayed inside the box they built for you. I arrived at Earthwaking Village in Costa Rica during one of the darkest seasons of my life, and yet I knew I was exactly where God wanted me. The provision showed up, the community embraced me, and my purpose started to take shape in ways I could never have planned. The familiar is comfortable, but comfortable is not the same as calling. And sometimes God will strip away everything familiar so that all you have left is Him. And when all you have is Him, you realize that is all you ever needed. My sons are not talking to me right now. That is the reality I carry every single day. But I've had to distinguish the difference between guilt and grief. Guilt says I am responsible for everything that went wrong. Grief says I am mourning something painful that was outside of my control. Guilt offers me to process the loss while still moving forward in faith. Leaving the familiar means trusting that God sees what you cannot see. It means accepting that some people will never understand your journey. It means releasing the need for approval from those who are not walking your path. And here's the truth I've learned on the other side. Everything is always working in your favor. Even the painful parts. Even the betrayal. Even the distance from ones you love the most. When you leave the familiar, you create space for the miraculous. You trade comfort for calling, and you discover the only opinion that matters is the one who called you in the first place. So if you're standing at the edge of familiar, afraid to step into the unknown, I want you to know this. The wilderness is not punishment. It's an invitation. And what awaits on the other side is worth everything that you leave behind.